everyone, it's Regine Rousseau with Shall We Wine TV. I am super excited. I've had a lot of guests on the show this past month, and today I have a really special guest. So just to give you a little bit of a background, I was introduced to this particular winery, Gérard Bertrand, years ago, back in the, wow, I'm dating myself, in the early 2000s. When I used to sell wine, this was one of the wines that I sold and fell in love with the wines, and I'm still a fan. So when I found out that they were in town, I asked, please, can I have an interview? And of course they said yes, because you know, I'm Regine and I'm fabulous. And so I am happy to introduce you to Venessa, who is a sommelier. And she works with Gérard Bertrand. Am I pronouncing that right?
You are.
OK, d'accord. Donc, Venessa, bienvenue à Chicago.
Merci, c'est un plaisir d'être ici avec vous.
Merci. Donc, on va parler qu'en français, oui?
OK, parfait.
No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to speak in French, but I wanted to show you guys that I do speak a little parler. So, tell us a little bit about you and about the wines. And, I'm a big fan. Like, I cannot wait to taste everything. So tell us a little bit about the wines.
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about Gérard. So
Oui.
Gérard is a winemaker. He started making wine in the south of France as a child. So his father had a domaine, Chateau de Villemajou. So he helped his father from the age of 10 years old with the harvest, fell in love with winemaking. And today we have 16 chateaux and domaines across the south of France. We are really committed to showcasing the diversity of the south of France and making wine accessible to all different types of consumers. We are also committed to biodiversity and making sure that we work as organically as possible, really in touch with nature and the earth. So most of our wines are certified either organic, biodynamic, or in the conversion stage.
Okay, so you mentioned you have 16 chateaux.
Yes.
So if I'm a consumer and I'm looking for one of your wines, will it always say Gérard Bertrand with a different chateau?
Exactly.
How does that work?
Exactly. So
Okay.
there'll be the name of the chateau and then by Gérard Bertrand.
D'accord. And then one of the things that I love is that you are able to take wine lovers from beginning wine lovers all the way through experienced palates, because you have such a diverse portfolio. So you have things that are like $14 all the way to a couple hundred, I think,
Yes.
which is nice. So tell us about that, and how do you separate, and how, again, if I'm new to the brand and I want to try something, how do I know where to start and where to end?
Of course. So we have really separated our brands to make them accessible and understood by the consumer.
Okay.
So we have anywhere from our creation wines that'll be a little bit more accessible to the general public, all the way to our ultimate experience wines that are really for those top wine connoisseurs.
Okay.
So we've really tried to make it clear and focused and easy and accessible for people to understand.
And you guys know that this is something that I talk a lot about on the blog and in the videos, really finding a wine that is where you are, where your palate and where your budget is. And this winery just fits so many different palates and so many different budgets. And on the blog, I will actually give you a list, and I'll give you a breakdown of, hey, if you're, want to spend 15, try this. If you want to spend 50, try this. If you want to ball out, call me, and then we will drink together. So I'm going to have lunch with Venessa after this, and I'm going to taste a lot of different wines. But I asked her to pick one of her favorites to share with us today. So I've noticed that her glass is more full than mine. What's up with that?
I'm so sorry. let's remedy the situation.
Okay, yes, of course. All right, so tell us about this beautiful, look at the color on that.
So this is our Clos du Temple. This is the most iconic rosé in the world. This is our first vintage of this wine. It's from a very special area called Cabrières, which is located in the south of France. And Cabrières has a very long history of rosé wine. And these were in fact the favorite wines of the kings and queens in France.
Wow.
This was Louis XIV's favorite wine. So they used to serve it at Versailles at all their dinner parties.
Ooh, I feel like
so it's very
royalty.
fancy. Yeah, it's very royal.
So I should have worn my tiara today. But Tell me what makes this wine so iconic.
Of course. So it's made from 8 hectares. So it's very, very small hectare vines to make this wine. There are very, very few cases produced, so there's not a lot of it around. It's made 100% biodynamically and tasted.
Okay, I will.
It's absolutely delicious.
So you guys know, of course, I tasted before because I couldn't wait. Wow. The nose on this wine is fresh. It is, it's not just floral. There's some beautiful spices on the nose. Like I like more baking spices is what I get on the nose.
It's a blend of 5 grape varieties. So in the south of France, it's really all about the art of assemblage or blending. So the varieties are Grenache, Syrah, Cinsault, Mourvèdre, and Viognier. So 4 red varieties and a white variety.
Wow. And you guys know how much I love Viognier. So I'm going to tell you something. Wine has an emotional, I have an emotional response to wine. And when I tasted this, I am not exaggerating. I feel happiness, but I also want to cry because it's so damn good. Like, this is just delicious. And the other thing that is impressive is the weight of it, right? So you're thinking rosé, and we think that rosé is light. Not all rosé is light. There's this weightiness to it. There's this like almost 2% milk quality. There's a richness to this wine. It is gorgeous. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Thank you, thank you. It's great with food as well as just drinking on its own. So it really has a wide range.
This is a kind of wine that I would never want to share. Okay. That's terrible. I am not going to share this. Like, I want a bottle, and I want a Sunday afternoon. I have this ritual that I call Sunday of Yes, where I say yes to everything. But this would be a Sunday at home by myself, just like exploring all the different emotions that this wine evokes. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure.
If you are in Chicago, you can find these wines, Gérard Bertrand, at Binny's. Also, we love to highlight some smaller wine shops. Check out Joe's Cellar, which is on Division. I spend a lot of time at Joe's, so I'm happy to know that they're supporting this brand. We will list some other places where you can find the wines on our website. We'll give you a breakdown of the winery. But for now, Venessa, merci beaucoup.
Santé.
Santé.
Merci à vous.